Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. And of course, we're going to get into the chat. Say hello. Our second live stream of the day: Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. And of course, Icosa at the moment, which is building on top of Hex and expanding the ecosystem. We love it. So cool. Actually, I forgot to say welcome. What am I up to these days? I got distracted with something. This is the way it goes. Let's pump it in. And of course, let's say hello to everybody in the chat there. We've got lots to talk about. So let's get into the markets at the moment. As well. Richard Cranium in house there. So the title of the video: Hex ecosystem is growing fast. Pulsechain getting closer? Question mark! Exclamation mark there. Good to see you, Richard. We've got Unimax in the house as well. Big love from the UK, says Mark. I appreciate that, Mark. And Dave down there, Port Hex. What about Hex token pump? Yeah, let's get that on. Now, hey, we're going to check out the Hex price coming up. And of course, I did talk about that pulling back to about 5.8, 5.9. And that looks like where it's gone to at the stage. Now, is it gonna go lower than my expectation? We'll find out during the live stream, because it's kind of hit my support level at the moment. So we'll find out about that later. Blobfish King, woohoo! Good returns on the WhatsApp poll. I looked at that. Yeah, so really nice returns. Hedron particularly are good, and Icosa there looking nice as well. So yeah, that Hedron return looking pretty good. We're going to check that out too. It's now Brian in the house. Hey, good to see Brian, the moderator, head of our moderator team, Team 6. And a big shout out to Brian. We appreciate everything Brian does. On board so many people and helps people out with a lot of issues in Discord. Really do appreciate the big heart that Brian has for the community. Big shout out. And of course, Lies Beneath the Truth in the house. Hello all. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. Absolutely, man. That is the ultimate strategy. Great timing, boss, on the end of Fresh and Fit. Second live stream with RH. Yeah. So RH just did a live stream with 8 ladies, I think it was, and it was very much an adult show. I had to turn it off at some stage because it's a bit beyond my stuff. So the sort of things I talk about are not anything remotely to most of the content on that. But for some people that like that stuff, good on them. There you go for gold with that. We got Bitfinex in the house. RH is everywhere. Yeah, RH is dominating Miami, Florida right now, and globally with the internet. It's pretty awesome. DB's in the house says Hex is awesome. I know DB. Pulsechain one day closer. And of course, what's up, Hexcons? Tin Top in the house. What's up? Good to see you, Tin Top. Hey, Sandeep Chowdhury from Calcutta, India. Big shout out to you. Woo! Good to see you in the chat as always. And it's a bit next. Hi, Brian. Yeah, Brian's just absolutely amazing. And what else? Attention in the house there. Go, smash the like. Don't forget to smash the like. Hit the subscribe button. We're hitting, what are we on? 5,486 subscribers. We're trying to head up towards 5,555. And of course, have I got Discord up? I think I have. Let's go to Discord. Let's go to useful links. We're going to have a little sidetrack here. I wasn't planning on doing this, but we're going to do it anyway. But let's take that up. We're going to move that to the end. And of course, let's move that to the end as well. And of course, here we are on all channels. And of course, if you go to all channels on the Pulse Tube, you click on this menus at the top there, 1,000 subs. Under 1,000 subs. These are all the YouTube creators for Pulsechain and PulseX and Hex. And we're going to go to the under 5,555. Let's go to that one. Click that one. There's all the channels under 5,555. Let's go to the very top one. And you can see Hex token there is at the top. And of course, we're about to cross over. We're not too far away. This number's a bit low. It's a little lagging. We're currently at 5,486. So we got 44 more than this number. And of course, Crypto 7 also in the UK. Big shout out, Crypto 7 also hunting the 555. Randy Hilarski also hunting the 555. And of course, they're at 517. And I'm a big fan of Randy Hilarski. They're traveling around the world at the moment, spreading the good love, as it were. And of course, way to go. So we need not too many. Let's see how many we need for the subs. If you haven't subbed, definitely subscribe. It does help the channel. And of course, we're going to take that, divide minus by 5,486. We are not. Oh, wow. We're 69 subs away from 5,555, the magical number in Hex. And of course, that is 15.2 years staking Hex. And of course, all the YouTubers like to get up to the 555. I don't know what it is. It's part of our culture, and way to go. So anyway, throw a few subs over to Randy, Crypto 7, and of course, this channel, Hex Token. We'll appreciate that as we head towards 5.5. I'll be jumping off this list and in no man's land after that. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to that. Big shout out to Brian, of course, helps hugely in the Discord as well. And who else is in there? Someone else I wanted to mention quickly. Let me just scroll up here as well. He's doing absolutely amazing in the community. Fat Sammy, appreciate that. And of course, Sandy Beach is also a legend in the chat there too. So big shout out to them. Woohoo! All right, let's get out of that one. Get out of the YouTubing and get back into the markets and say hello to everybody else. Great Whites in the house there. Hex Token channel member representing. Double blessing. Hey, Hexy buddies, good to see a double blessing in the house. Double blessing cupcakes. That's pretty interesting. Do you make cupcakes? Let me know in the chat there. Pretty interesting there. Now, Jean-François Bossert in house. Hello, everybody from Numia. Yeah, we've got a few people. We've got people from India, people from Numia, Portugal, UK. Let us know where you're from in the chat. It would be really, really cool. Bitfinex says the daily 21 EMA is right at 5.5 cents for Hex, though. Yeah, that's true. So that's true. So it could go down to 5.5. Hey, wouldn't be surprised about that Bitfinex. But in the local time frame, I had 5.8, 5.9. So we're going to get into the chart, talk about that. But good point. Human Hex Trafficker, what up, family? Good to see Human Hex Trafficker and Crypto Pay as well. Good afternoon. Good to see you in the house, Jonathan. You're the best. It's now, says Jonathan. Nice one. Brian will appreciate that. Probably viewer in the house there says like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Yeah, we're coming up to 5555. It's exciting, man. Man, it takes a while to get there. I'll tell you that much. It takes a while to get there. Brian says, absolutely amazing. The boss said it, says Brian. Absolutely. And woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, we're excited for sure. Wookie is pumped again. Can't get enough. Hey, Wookie, I like your little post there about your Icosa bags and a nice Hedron play there, Wookie. And I wish you all the very best with that. And Double Blessing Cupcake says, just sub. Hey, you rock. I got to do the bow down there for that. That's pretty awesome. I do appreciate the support. And let's see how we can go. Man, I didn't realize I only needed so many to go. So it's very exciting. What else have we got there? Don't forget, hit the like. RH is weird, but in a good way, says TV. Yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it for those of us who are a bit more conservative. Briz Aussie in the house at America checking in. Hey, Briz, good to see you. Bang, bang, bang. Briz out in LA there. So we've got people all around the world. So cool. Yes, cupcake and vegan cakes. How do I get peeps to paying in Hex and Oz? Well, that's a good question. Actually, get into the Discord. Maybe Brian will be able to help you with that. He's full of the answers around those things, but that's a good question. All right, let's get into it. Welcome, everybody. I think that's enough welcoming because we love to welcome the community. BTC at $23,913, down 3.66%. ETH at 1865, down 5.5% there. Down from 2,000, which we'd got over. But hey, the merge is still coming on the 19th September, and exciting times for that. I think it's looking pretty good for that. Now, I was actually going to pull up a tweet by Vitalik, but I can't remember where it is at the moment, so I'll have to pull it up later. We'll probably pull it up and check out ETH there at the moment. With Vitalik's update there around the merge. But the merge is still coming on 19th September. Now, if you remember, if you've seen my video, The Window of Opportunity, talks about the fact that we had about 42 days worth of opportunity where we could see some nice price appreciations in the crypto markets. Not to say there's not going to be pullbacks. There's always pullbacks as it moves higher. But 41 days of opportunity. I think we're down to about 37, something like that. So looking good. All right, let's jump over to the markets. The stock markets did well. Remember, we covered that in the first live stream. So stock markets looking good. Crypto markets just pulling back a little bit, just normal sort of fluctuations. We're getting used to these 3% and 5% variations for some reason. Let's jump over to Hex, though. Hex down at the price where I said it might go to, which is about 5.8, 5.9. But as Bitfinex points out, the 21 moving average EMA, exponential moving average, is at 5.5, which is down here. And that could quite reasonably get down there too. But this is kind of hit where I thought it might get to if we maintain this uptrend. So let's have a look where we're up to. This is on the 4-hour chart here. We're going to jump to the daily. Have a look at the daily chart here. So this is our uptrend at the moment. And of course, we're on about almost 6 hours through. Actually, this is on a different. It's got 6 hours to go for this candle on my DEX Tools chart. So 6 hours to go. We're currently had a high of 6.6, a low of just under 6.1, and we're currently at 6.3 cents. So not too bad. Let's get a Hex Token channel pump while we're live streaming. We've got a long way to go. We're just in 10 minutes in. We've got the top of the Bollinger Band at 6.9 cents, the bottom at 3.4. The 50% red line of the price range is 5.4, and the EMA 13 is currently at 5.9. So looking good. Here's the 5.5. This is the EMA Bitfinex we're talking about there. So that's 5.5. And yeah, so at the moment we're currently hitting where I think we might hit, which was what did I say? 5.8, 5.9, something like that. So cool. Actually, what's happening with that chart? The chart looks a bit awry there. What's happening with my chart here? This chart's gone a bit crazy. Let me have a look at this chart again, refresh it. That didn't look right to me. I was just reading it was a bit like reading the I felt like Biden reading the teleprompter there. Yeah, 5.8. Sorry about that. Something happened wrong with my teleprompter. It's a bit like Biden reading the teleprompter. Read the end of the line. Read the end of the line there. Sorry, I had to refresh it here. 5.8 cents. Yeah, so 5.8 cents. So that's cool. Let me get rid of that. Man, that really got stuck on that one. That's a good thing I refreshed it. I was going 6.3. Wait a minute. That's not 6.3. We're at 5.8 cents at the moment. We're hitting on the EMA 13. That's where we're heading at the moment on the daily chart there. So that's cool. I think everything else was right. Yeah, everything else was right there. Nice, very nice. All right, we're at 5.8 cents on there, and we've hit the EMA 13, and a 5.5 would be down here, which would be, a reasonable point here as well. But so far it's hit where I think it's going to go, 5.8. But hey, maybe a whale will rain on our parade. Who knows? All right, let's jump away to the rest of the charts there. We've got the DMI. That's pretty similar to what we had this earlier. We have got a turning in the momentum. We'll see whether that can be offset in the next day. We've got the RSI pulling back to 55, so we've got plenty of gas to go back up. But, however, the stochastics there is pointing towards a further down. So we'll see how we get on. So maybe 5.5 will be in play as the next pointing up there on the 21 EMA. All right, cool. That is pretty much it on there. We're going to go to the quad charts, and we've got Hedron at the moment on the right hand. That is currently at 2,000. That's pretty much stayed there since our first live stream. It's come off on the RSI at 55. So this is the overbought period, sort of pull back. And to turn out that my call, someone asked in the chat on the first live stream, what should I invest in? Should I do Hedron or a PLSD? And I think I suggested PLSD. And let's see how that's turned out. So they would have been slightly ahead earlier. I think it went to 2,100. It's now 2,000, which is pretty much where we were at the time. Let's see where Pulse Dogecoin is at the moment. $6.22, $6.28. So that would have been a good play. I think it was down at $5.40 or something. So that would have been good. That was a good call by me there. And of course, they would have made money. I'm not sure who was that asked me, but hopefully, let's see what they did. I said, tell them you do what you're going to do. That's just my opinion. But that turned out to be the right call. So nice there. And so far at the moment, we've got, what else? We've got, I'm jumping around too far here. Let's go to the Maxi chart. We've got Maxi at 11.1 cents. And we've got Icosa at the moment, $1.75. Woohoo! Now, this is on a different time zone. This is only 6 hours into the daily charts on these ones. But that's on the hourly there. So I'm going to move to the daily. We've got the daily there. That's the daily on Icosa. It doesn't look so good when you put the daily on there. But $1.75 at the moment. Obviously, when you first set up liquidity pools, it's all over the place, and we'll get a better price from now on. $1.75 for Icosa at the moment. So obviously that's going down with the price of Hex going down as well. Hex going down to 5.8, just under 5.9 cents. So probably no surprises there. If you think about it, if you're going to sell HSI stakes, then I think it was at 7 cents. It was about $2 was the price. So $1.75 kind of makes sense. Now we're down at 5.8. I guess it's pretty similar there. So cool. That is pretty much the Hex charts. Let's go to the BNB charts. We've got 54 hundredths of a cent from Pulse Dodge. We've got P33 at 14.46. Ouch. This was 18 cents when we did our first live stream only 5 hours ago. That's down at 14.5 now. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. And of course, I am there at 11.7. That's down slightly too. I think we were up at 1,200. That's down a little bit as well. So not much happening there. On the airdrops, of course, we got the weight token currently at 0.6 of a penny. Not much change there. But really the best moving chart since the last 5 hours has been Pulse Dogecoin there. A nice little jump. And so that was a good call that I made on that one. Good one. Lucky. Phew. Phew on that one. Lucky on that one. All right, cool. That's pretty much where we're at on this one. We're going to jump over to dip catcher news around Maximus because that's the next big thing coming up. And so we're actually talking about the first part around the Hex ecosystem growth. So I just want to go through that because it's a really big deal. And then we're going to talk about Pulsechain launch. So wait for that one. We're going to talk about that too. Let's get back in the chat though. And I might leave it on the Hex chart until I get ready to talk about that. Let's leave it on the quad charts. The quad charts are all 4 charts at once. What do we got there? The daily, and the hourly for Hex. And we've got Icosa. I might put Icosa back to the hourly there. as well. Maybe we'll just go hourly on each of them. No, we'll leave daily on those ones. That's fine. All right, cool. Very nice. Let us get into some of the comments. We've got top says the floor is lava. Yeah, it was pretty bad. No Icosa for me as yet, says Get Hex. Well, there's always plenty of time. And Wookie's in the house there, 555. Woohoo! Hey, good to see you, Wookie. Wookie's got a pretty good position, I would say. HP's in the house there. Sup, Superman. Hello, greatest community in the world. Yeah, fantastic community. Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex community is the best. Henry is in the house with you from LA. You're the best. I appreciate that, Henry Saunders. And Hex Token channel member as well. Appreciate the support. Crypto Gambles in the house. 45 watching. Only 21 likes. Hit that like button. Absolutely smash the like button there. A War Dog in the house as well. How do I get HSI Hex? HSI Hex to buy Icosa. And do you keep your Hex tokens when tokenize your Hex stake? When you are going to sell your HSI Hex stake to the Icosa contract, War Dog, you do no longer hold, you no longer own that Hex stake. You are swapping your Hex in that HSI stake for Icosa. That HSI stake will then go to liquidation in 90 days' time. So just remember that, War Dog. If you're going to sell your HSI stake with Hex in it, you no longer own that. And you don't get any of the benefit from that in the future either. So you lose the value. But in return, you get Icosa, which is currently at $1.75 for that. So if you do HSI stake with a 555, you will get a 10% bonus in there. But that's pretty much it. We're going to get onto that in a second. We'll quickly go through how to do that. So cool. I'll come back to that one. Jonathan Campbell, how's the true Hex going to means always helping each other. Love this stuff. Thanks, man. You're right, Jonathan. Nice thoughts there. Yeah, smash the like, that's for sure. Tintop says, invest in Hex. Gunther dumping again, says Tintop. And Brian says, dang it, always forget to hit the like. Yeah, definitely smash that like. Actually, PLS did just a major jump up. It did indeed, which was meant I made the right call earlier. Hey, all, is this Hex token stream 5 yet? We're trying to get the Hex huddle. We're trying to get there. We're up to 5, 4, 8, 9. We need 55 and 11, so that's 66. We need 66 more subs. Man, we're so close. Thyroid says Hex crashing down 50% today. Pulsechain is delayed again. Actually, we've had some really good updates around Pulsechain. So we're going to talk about that later. DB says, sir, when Pulsechain launch, we're going to talk about that later, so we'll hold on to your hat for that one. The red candles today. Yeah, definitely. Well, we expected this pullback, right? Expected this pullback. And no surprises there. Andrew in the house, g'day from sunny Sydney. Good to see Andrew in the house from Australia. That's what I need to know, says War Dog. You're going to talk about it in a second. Hexol says PLS was never delayed since there was no launch dates. That's correct. PulseZen, yes, that's it. We talked about PulseZen earlier today. Yeah, we looked at PulseZen price. I don't know if we're going to need to look at it again. We might look at it later on. We'll just just remind me later on, as Stacey. We might look at that later. No expectations. You sacrifice his Hexol. That is true. All right, let's jump over to Dipcatcher. We're going to get to Dipcatcher later. Let's get to Dipcatcher later. Let's go into Icosa, and we will get into that there. So let's get into Icosa since someone asked about how do you do HSI selling. Now, remember, when you sell your HSI stake, you've got Hex in it, and you're going to sell it. It's not yours after you sell it. You get Icosa in return. Remember that. That's very fundamental. You understand that. If you go down to the DApp, this is the DApp where you sell it. You're going to have to log on with your wallet on the Ethereum blockchain. So remember that. So that's the DApp for Icosa. So what happens here is that you have to go down to the bottom of the Icosa tab, and you will have to connect your wallet at the top right. So with the MetaMask or whatever wallet connect, whatever you need to do. And then, of course, HSI buybacks, pretty much this. The Icosa protocol will buy your tokenized HSI Hex stakes in return for Icosa. So you're selling it. You will not own after you sell it. You're transferring it out of your wallet into the Icosa contract. So remember that. That's really important. You will not own the Hex in there. You won't own the future Hex payouts on that HSI either. You're selling it. Just want that to be really clear. To tokenize your HSI Hex stakes, use the Hedron app. And of course, we're going to do that on the DApp here. What happened is that Alex, the dev, has integrated everything together. So we've got Hex, Hedron, and Icosa all on this one DApp, and this decentralized app. And of course, your tokenized stakes will show up here. So that's pretty cool. Now, what I'm going to do is that for me to demonstrate to you how this works, I have to actually switch over to Pulsechain testnet to show you how this will work. But actually, on Pulsechain testnet, I can't actually sell it. That is over now. Actually, the minting's over for the what's there. I think I can still do this part. But in any case, you have to go to the Hedron DApp when you're on the Ethereum blockchain with your wallet connected, and then you have to create a stake. You have to put in your hex in there. You have to put in the days. So if let's say you had a 10,000 hex, is it 10,000? That's 100,000. 10,000 hex, and then if you want to get a 10% bonus, you do a stake for 5555, and you're selling that to the Icosa contract. It will give you a 10% bonus for giving it a stake that has a 555 in it. And then of course, when you stake type, don't check native, because that's just a normal hex stake. It has no special features. What you want to do is that you want to take your hex and you want to put it into an encapsulated wrap stake, and you put the hex like in a jar. That jar is like a special contract. It adds extra features to the hex contract, and of course it has things like borrowing Hedron, tokenizing, things like that. So what you want to do is click HSI encapsulated stake there, and away you go. And of course, then it's going to give you a bigger pays better bonus, your longer pays better bonus, and of course you're going to get the full 200% bonus on your hex, and that's going to give you maximum amount of T shares there, 1.29 T shares or 1290 B shares there. And of course, then you can click approve. You can approve that. You've got to approve the hex spend, and then you've got to actually confirm the stake. So you've got 2 steps to do. It's going to cost you a little bit of Ethereum for both transactions, and that's the way you go. So once you do that, you'll have the encapsulated stake there. Then you'll have to tokenize it. So once it shows up here, you'll have an action button, and you'll have to then tokenize it, which is your second step. So the first step is encapsulated. Just click the create and do what I just told you. And then the second step is you will find the stake show up here, and you will have to click the action button and then tokenize it. Tokenize it transforms it from a wrap stake, and it puts it into a 721 contract, which is an NFT contract on Ethereum. And of course, that means you can now transfer that stake out of your wallet, which is pretty cool, right? So that's basically the idea there. And then it will show up down here under tokenized stakes. And once you got that, you've got your stake in there. Very cool. Then you can jump to Icosa, and then you can sell it. You can sell it, and if you go down to here, and it will tell you how much Icosa you're getting, and of course it'll have all the details here with all this header data here, and you'll have the Icosa value that you're going to get when you sell it. Once you sell it, it's out, it's gone, it's not yours anymore, but you will have Icosa, and Icosa is currently valued, as we can see in the market, is valued at $1.76 at the moment. So that's moving around a little bit there, but that's kind of where the price is. So cool. It's a good idea to have a spreadsheet up and running, just so that you can keep track of all your values. I've got a little example here with Icosa, and you can see this one here. I can change the value around. What's the price of Hex at the moment? That's 5.89. So let's say 5.9. So 0.059. That'll give me approximate. That says that my 10,000 stake for 5.5 is worth approximately about $1.73. And what's the market at the moment? The market at the moment is $1.77, so it's pretty in the ballpark. Cool. That is giving you a bit of an idea of the calculator there. So that's got all the hex details there, including the borrowable Hedron, and that's got how much Icosa I'm going to get, the Icosa plus the 10% bonus, and then it's going to give me the cost of my stake, and of course the value of my Icosa, which is pretty much just the cost versus divided by the Icosa there. This excludes the value from future hex that I'm going to get paid in the HSI stake. So this is just based on the capital value of my hex stake. So anyway, that's pretty cool. So where are we up to there? So that's pretty much that. And of course, actually to show you how to do that, I'd have to actually switch over to the test network, because this is just a play wallet. I never use real wallets on this channel, at least the real wallet, but they're not there's play wallets. So let me just switch over to that. I think that's going to work. Oh, it's not supported anymore. Oh yeah, Pulsechain testnet 3. Well, yeah, I've got that on here at the moment. Let me just it's not working either. Unsupported network, really? Is that what's happened now? No, it doesn't seem to be working now. I think someone actually said this the other day that it doesn't work anymore. So I might be wrong about that. So we've got Hex, Hedron. I can actually do a Hedron stake. So I can actually create a stake. I can actually put in the Hex. I've got 2,500 Hex. So let's say I'm going to do 500 Hex here. The stake length, I'm going to do 55555. And stake type would be encapsulated there. And then, of course, I can just stake. I'll have to approve it first. I've already approved this before. That's why it doesn't have the approve on there. The second step would be to stake the Hex. So approve first, then stake the Hex, and away you go. It's going to show up as a encapsulated stake like this. You can see I've got 500 Hex here for 5555. It's got how many B shares and stuff I've got on it, how much Hedron I can mint on this, how much Hedron I can borrow, the advanceable Hedron, and of course I can click actions and I can tokenize the stake. So if I did that, that's going to put it down here. You can see I've already got one down here. So if I do that, so if I click tokenize, it's going to bring up this form. 500 Hex, going to have my B shares in there, total mintable Hedron and bonus there. I'm going to tokenize. That's what happened. Once I tokenize, it's going to look like this stake here. And of course, I could theoretically sell this to a Icosa contract, but that doesn't seem to be connecting on the testnet now. So pretty much that. So that's cool. But if you were on the Ethereum network, you'd be able to sell it, as I say, to the Ethereum network there. And you'd be able to go down there and sell it here. And it will show up all the details. So that's cool. Very nice. All right. I don't want to muck around with too much with that, trying to make that work. I don't think it's actually working now on the test network. All right. Let's jump away. We've got a couple more comments in here. Hopefully that helps with that explanation. That was for War Dog there. That's what I needed to know. And exactly. Token Hex Hogs in House there. Liked. Nice one. Appreciate that. Definitely smash the subscribe button. We're trying to head towards 5555. And get myself off that list at the top of the list, but get myself off the list into no man's land there with the big boys, as it were, with the big boys. What else there? No expectations. You sacrifice. Yeah, I think we got up to there with Hex Hodl. Appreciate the Hex Hodl. Hex Force 1 has landed. Good evening, everybody, and Hexkins. When we take some profits later, that's the best strategy to move to our bank. Do the banks give grief? Well, you are your own bank in crypto, so you'll be fine. You'll be happy, actually. And Great White says, interesting comments from RH about PZen. Yeah, obviously he's been a huge supporter of the Pulsechain Hex community, getting a little bit of comments there. I haven't actually heard the comment directly myself, Great White. I must have missed that, but I have heard it secondhand around that. But each to their own. PZ Rush didn't check with more eyes. It's spaghetti code. A copy of Safe Moon and doesn't sell on V3 because of a bug. That's correct. Yeah, that is seems to be true. So yeah, I haven't been talked about too much. Obviously, I don't mind. We have looked at the chart in the first live stream, but we're trying to focus on the core products on this channel as much as possible. Happy to talk about them from now and then though. Hex Hodl says can just stake Hex, also like another front end. True. War Dog sweet. This is a blast. This War Dog. You're welcome. Precisely is what else we got? What else we got there? We got Juan in house. Morning all from Gran Canaria. Hey, good to see you, Juan. Now, if you haven't seen the rap video from Richard, I'm going to play that. That was from earlier. I did post it on the video on the YouTube channel, but you may not have seen it. That's pretty fun from Richard partying up in the clubs. Let's have a little check on this. It is a bit of fun here. Just a little break.
Studio, baby.
Now that's a lot of fun. You got to recommend that. Is pretty funny. Hex Otto says Conrad was my favorite Hex Boomer, but now it's Papa Bona. Yeah, I love Conrad. Hey, look, sometimes things happen like this. He's not the only one out there doing tokens. Lots of people doing tokens. Obviously, when there's a big gap between Pulsechain launches, people are going to do stuff, right? This is the way it's going to be. And, hey, you can either participate or you don't have to. That's pretty much it. Aquaman is in house. 120 plus projects lined up with Pulsechain and PulseX on the day of launch. Yeah, Aquaman, pretty epic. In fact, I want to do a video on that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow, an updated video on all the projects. Do you guys remember when I did the 100 projects in a live stream? It was like, took me now 40 minutes to go through 100 projects. And I think we're definitely over 100 now. Probably 130, maybe even higher, 150. Don't always even get on the register there. But if you want to get hold of all the Pulsechain projects, join our Discord in the link in the video description. Go down to new token links. We've got everything on here. We've got the Pulse Police. Now, if you're looking at an airdrop, don't do one that you haven't had confirmed. Don't do Cowboy. Some very well-known hexagons have lost a lot of crypto with that sort of, just going for claims. Really want to protect your value. If you've got hex stakes, do not use your hex wallet. Don't get compromised. Don't lose all your hex stakes. Don't lose all the, whatever Icosa, whatever else you got. Be very careful. The Pulse Police are doing checks on particular airdrops. It's best to join Telegram with. You can. It's just not worth it. A couple $100 or whatever you're going to get, $50, and lose all the rest, your main bags. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do it. So just be careful there. Now, if you do have problems, of course, maybe your wallet gets compromised. How to Pulse has some sort of solution. I don't know what it is, but you can contact them on How to Pulse for that. I don't know if they've actually officially released it, but they've been helping people with that. Pulsechain News, this has all the projects. I've got over 100 projects here, but that is definitely, link is there. You can find all the project lists here on Pulsechain News. You can see all the project links there. Most of them are okay. There's a few of them are deprecated or lost their way, as it were. But you can see all the projects there as well. Now, obviously they've got the list here, but you don't know what the quality. There's varying quality of all these projects. It's a pretty good start in here as well. As you know, on this channel, I mostly focus on utility projects. Stuff that's really got good probability, good upside, but without so much downside potential. That's what I tend to focus on. There'll be lots of projects out here, and probably you might be lucky if one or two of these outperforms Pulsex or Pulsechain, and probably none of them, to be honest. So just remember that in these lists. And there's some very good projects in here. There's some that are terrible in here too. So just be very careful with what you get involved in, and go for the high probability chart projects, and that's what we try to cover on this channel. So yeah, there we are. Otherwise, you're gambling, and sometimes you're risking everything if you get compromised, for example. All right, cool. Let's jump away from there. So there's some cool links there. There's also Pulse Hot Pulse list there. They do a comparison site, gives you some sort of sense of ranking of these projects. There's good information on there. There's also the sacrifices. If you want to participate in sacrifices, there is that there from Hex Pulse info as well. So you can go to Pulse Hot List and check out some of the projects there. Got rankings as the top there. Nice to see Hex.com and Pulsechain on the top. Yes, finally. They weren't there before, right? So, yeah, that's what we want. We want proper rankings, man. Seriously. That's so good. We've got Hedron and Maxi there too. Like a boss. That's how it should be. We have got Pulsex down here. I think that should be above Free Pulse, but hey, they are ranked equally. So anyway, it's cool. That's cool. It's mostly pretty good. We had to actually delete a coin ranking site on here because it was just dodgy. We had to delete that off the other day. I can't remember the name of it now. But it was ranking Pulse ranking or something. We had to delete it off because it's just so dodgy. That's just the outcome. We had a project which I really do not like at the top, and with massive votes. Anyway, so there's a lot of popular ones there, and of course I did a passive income projects. I might have to update this since we've got a few new projects there. But that's how we roll. All right, cool. So that's in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, it's links in the chat there, and you've got all the links there as well. Oh, by the way, if you want to get all to the Pulsechain and Hex links, just go to useful links at the top here. And you will find all the links to Pulsechain and Pulsex, including contracts and limit orders and layman's guides and everything else like that. So they're all here. Hex layman's guide, Hex Wikipedia, contract addresses, Hex staking, Hex audits, Pulsechain sites, Pulsex sites, Pulsechain the sacrifice checkers, Richard Hart sites, market buying, limit orders, Rigby test network, Hex derivative products, including Hedron Icosa, onboarding tools. These are really cool if you want to check out staking ladders and all sorts of stuff. There's all different options there. We've got Ethereum blockchain data if you want to see a copy of Pulsechain. So how big is Ethereum? You can find out how big Ethereum and Uniswap, because obviously we're forking those. And Pulsechain YouTube and Hex YouTube sites there. Pulsechain sacrifice projects, as we said earlier. Crypto hardware wallets, Hex stores, all the Hex community jobs if you're looking for a job, all that sort of stuff, Hex merch, etc. And of course, we've got a few extra stuff down here, Hex news and Hex Godwild stuff there as well. There's lots of stuff, lots of fun, and of course, great community. So get into it. I didn't even plan on talking about that, but hey, we just did. We just did. This is the way we roll. All right, so cool. Let us jump over to Icosa. Let's have a little look at the overview of the stats, and I'm going to get that big comment up there. Brizz says, yeah, RH says he thinks it might be a scam. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I appreciate that, Brizz. Talking about what we're talking about there up the top there. Yeah, I haven't really talked about it much on this channel, but what is it? Pulsechain, yeah. All right, what else have we got going? We've got Francis in house. Hey, Francis, good to see you. Poor Dog says, so if I tokenize it, I don't have to sell it for Icosa right away, and I can just sell a percent of my tokenized Hex if it's an actions means I do have control of how much. No, you can't sell part of it. So if you're not going to sell it, just don't sell it, and it will be tokenized. You don't need to tokenize it unless you're going to transfer it to someone else's wallet. So you can just encapsulate it, and it will be an encapsulated stake. That means that you'll be able to borrow the Hedron against it if you want to. That's more an advanced feature. If you're not looking to do anything like that, that will give you flexibility in the future. If you want to do an OTC sale or something like that, you've got a few options. Otherwise, you could just use a normal native Hex stake. If you're not looking to sell it, you just want to do it the normal way, and you can do that. So those are your kind of options there. You cannot sell part of it, though. Just remember that. Staked as much as you could. The future is now, says Joanne. Yeah. What else we go? I'm not going to talk too much about PZN product, but let's move forward from there. 100 projects was an epic stream, says Brian. It was hardcore. About an hour and 40 minutes we spent on that. So you can imagine with 130 projects how much more that is. It was pretty tough to talk about so many. Hex PLS and PLSX for the win. That's true. Get Hex. That is true. This is Richard Hart is creating the golden products. You have to have some patience though. I mean, it's obviously taking time, but we'll get there in the end, and I think it's going to be great. So cool. Why do you think PLSD ran up 50% where Hex went down? That seems PLSD does best when crypto is generally down. Yep, true. Well, it had to become a bit. It had been pulled back quite a bit to $5. So probably not surprised it's having a rebound there. And there might have been a bit of switching. I haven't looked at the sells and buys, so I'm not sure whether there was some switching to PLSD. Wolverine PLSD Schiller. Yeah, Wolverine is definitely promoting pretty hardcore PLSD. As a whale, he's got a lot of interest to do that. SKB says Hex 1K birthday very soon. Yeah, 1,000 days, SKB. And of course, SKB, the first Hex token channel member here. Big shout out to you. Appreciate it. And of course, yes, 1,000th birthday coming up. We're actually going to talk about that soon. TV says drama, love. Yeah, we're no drama channel. We try not to talk about it as much as possible. Obviously, every now and then we have to talk about, make a short statement about stuff, but that's about it. No drama, just Hex entertainment, says Hex. I like how you're talking about the Hex Idol. The charts are emotions. Yeah, that's true too. That's about as emotional as we get. Volatile says, will Icosa get dollar value when minimum days to stake have ended and they are on the market? Possibly. We had pretty bearish poll with people talking about lower prices, but hey, it could always go up there too. Senior Citizen says PZN is by Conrad Zen, upstanding Hex skin who has helped many, is absolutely not a scam. Yeah, so hey, look, we're not going to talk about PZN on this channel. It's people like it or not like it. That's up to you. I have no opinion either way. Richard has made some comments, so that's up to them. So we'll just move on from PZN. This is not really a PZN channel. So yeah, people can do their own due diligence there. All right, cool. Nice one. Let's jump over to some of the results. Let's see how we're getting on. Let's see what's going on here. We've got 25 billion points for Icosa staking at the moment. 42,971 trillion points for Hedron. So it's going pretty nicely. We've got 8.96 trillion points for We Are All SA NFTs. And currently 5,861 Watts NFTs. That's about 1,000 more than what we had 5 hours ago. So that's actually tracking up pretty nicely. Still. So we're currently in day 2. Very, very cool. Let's check out some of the actual contracts on the blockchain. And let's see how much liquid Icosa we got at the moment. Hopefully it's going to update in real time. Very nice. Real times. We'll do it. All right. That's taking a long time. Why is that taking so long? Let's try that one more time. Boy, that is taking ages just to refresh that. Let's refresh the WhatsApp. Hopefully that will happen quicker. Or maybe there's Hope there's no problem with my internet. We are at the bottom of the world. Boy, these are struggling. Why are they struggling? They're all both just churning over. Let's try the Hedron. Oh boy, they're all going for gold. Okay, we're going to come back to those. We're going to. Looks like why are they taking so long? My goodness. Really. All right, we're going to jump out of all those. I'm going to have to pull them up manually now. They are all not tuning over, so I'm not sure why they got stuck. Icosa, let's have a look at the Icosa. Come on, you can do it. Is it dead? We're going to have to come back to that. That is not populating up there. That's unfortunate. We're going to have to jump into Maximus here a bit earlier than I expected. Do you want me to start removing PZN from the chat? No, just just hopefully people just stop talking about it because it's it's not that productive, so people can look at that as on someone else's channel. Probably leave it to that. As Brian says, see it, close the window. Yeah, I'm trying to close the window. 5866 watts of NFTs made, says Briz. Nice, thanks for that. Appreciate the update there. All right, so yeah, I'm not sure why that was not updating, but we'll come back to the Icosa contract stuff on the network. Maximus team and perpetual. So this is the update the last 24 hours of Dipcatcher. Now, obviously, this is the next big thing coming, so I'm very excited about this. And we got the Maximus team and perpetual contracts are complete and being sent to the auditor. This is obviously yesterday. We will do, let me just jump away from that comment. We will do a full public dry run on testnet starting this week. So that's this week. There will be a test maxi faucet. So all you will need is some Pulsechain testnet Hex for the perpetual pools. And of course, yesterday I bought 2,500 Hex on PulseX. You can buy it on the test network there. So all you have to do if you want to do that is go to PulseX on testnet. And of course, the links are in the video description as well. And you can also find them on Discord. If you want to go to useful links, you will find them under Pulsechain and PulseX. So just up the top here, Pulsechain and PulseX. Plus, we've got video tutorials on how to use PulseX here under video tutorials. They're all really short, so quick and easy to learn. But in any case, you can basically just buy Hex. Just select the Hex on here and buy some Hex there if you've got some Pulse on there. So presumably, if you have, then you'll be able to do that and just connect your wallet up and away to go. So you'll have to switch the network there. But you can just buy some Hex and away to go on that. Actually, I haven't got much PulseX to buy in here at the moment, but there we are. All right, let's go have a look at the info actually quickly. Check this out. I'm sure that I do cover the PulseX testnet more than anybody else. I do it every couple of days. I'm always on the testnet there. Hey, but that's how we roll. And it's about tutorials. Richard Hart says that people should practice on PulseX and the test network and the bridge, using the bridge as well. But we haven't covered the bridge that much lately. So maybe I need to do an update on that too. We've got Hex at the top here. Woo-hoo-hoo, $2.88. People are going to front run you and buy Hex on the test network here because the test net is coming out for Maximus. So just take that into account. If you're playing around the test network, maybe it's time to buy some Hex now before it gets pumped too much. I bought 2,500 there. I could buy heaps more because I've got I got a huge 150,000 of USDC or something like that sitting on the test network. It's all just pretend money, remember? So there we are. All right, cool. Let's jump back to Dipcatchers there. So there will be pretty much you'll be able to get the Hex on there, and they're going to have some test maxi faucet. Will be nice. All right, so for those new here, team token, because there's going to be 5 new tokens. The team is the DAO token. And of course, this is going to be like the WhatsApp NFTs on Icosa. It's only going to be running for 14 days, mint phase. And once it's finished, that's all there's ever going to be of the team token. And you need Maxi to get the team token. So you need Maxi there. It's going to basically burn some of that Maxi off the market. So there's going to be less Maxi around. There's currently 294.3 million Maxi. And of course, 2,000 got lost, got sent to the Icosa contract or something. So that's gone forever. Stake to earn Hex and plus Hedron yield from perpetual pools and other rewards. One time only mint phase. This is going to be bullish for the Maxi token here. Perpetuals, liquid Hex staking pools that repeat forever. Base is 1 year, the trio is 3 years, the lucky is 7 years, and the decky is 10 years. Obviously, at the moment, we have the Maxi token, which is a 15.2 year stake, but it's not a perpetual. So that's currently running, and that's 11 cents there. What's the premium versus Hex? 89. Oh, it's jumped back. Woohoo! I don't even see that actually. That is jumped back. So got down really low, got down to 70% premium over Hex. Now back up to 89, back towards where it was probably going to converge to, which is probably 100%. But it's obviously fighting its way back there. So that's cool. And yeah, so this is all coming up, and it's going to be super bullish. They could potentially, the perpetuals could potentially, need 150 million each to get the bigger pays better bonus out of them. That's 600 million Hex off the market. Boom. Now, if you'd seen the first day's results for Icosa, just on the whale bot alone, there was over 21 million Hex put into HSI stakes, and probably probably all of them were probably sold. And of course, super bullish. That's all off the market now. 555, just eating up that circulating supply, which is super bullish. And I might bring up my waterfall charts just to show you, give you a vision of what that's going to look like over time. It's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, so that's coming up. Imagine if 10% of that goes to buy Hex on the market. That's a lot of bullish supply. It's not that much. What did we say? About 185 million Hex, I think, was earlier in the day when we looked. So imagine 60 million going out of the pool that way. That'd be pretty nice buying demand over a couple of week period there. Holding a portfolio of perpetuals is the optimal way to stake Hex. Minimize gas extraction, instant liquidity if desired, align risk reward with your own personal situation and strategy. Fully trustless, no admin keys, and unstoppable DeFi. So this is from Capture the Dev for Maximus. By holding team, you're making a prediction that there will be a growing demand for flexible, liquid exposure to staked Hex via Maximus perpetual pools. And a perpetual pools, this means that if it's like a base token that's on a 1 year, it will just keep rotating and restaking every year. So there'll be a mint and redemption phase at the end of each year. So people can go in and out of that. So it's going to be cool. The act of making this prediction incentivizes team members to take their own initiative to grow the pools. Yes, if you go into the team token, you're wanting to get people into the other perpetuals because obviously you benefit from it. But the other side of it, of course, is that if you're looking at the perpetuals, like a base, the trio, the lucky, and dicky, you want to make a staking ladder and have some maxi. You could have a staking ladder with that. And of course, they're going to keep renewing and you're going to capture that yield every time they renew. Then that's going to be really cool. And if you're going to do that, you might as well have some team tokens. So you might as well have some maxi and sell it and get some team token and benefit from the whole ecosystem. And of course, the team is actually going to be more dynamic because it's only going to, as they expand into new products. Dipcatcher was potentially talking about, adding a Icosa into the family event possibly, and maybe they're going to do other innovations as well. That the team token will benefit as the DAO token over time. So it will just kind of expand its reach, its revenue, as it were. So that's pretty cool. So in the bookmarks here, I've got the time frame for that. If you had the base, the trio, lucky, and the dicky, you can see all the yields being collected here over time. And every so often they're going to align there, a bit like the stars aligning. And so that's pretty cool in terms of reward there as well. Now, if you've got the team token, you're also going to get the 369 rebate as well. And that's going to come in year 3, year 6, year 9. So that's 369, year 369. So that's going to be pretty nice there with the rebate. So some cool stuff there around the maxi. So that's cool. Then he gave us an update 23 hours ago. Thank you. This is the last iteration made the team staking experience much simpler for users to understand the rules and manage their team stakes. Totally worth it to make this upgrade. Congratulations on meeting this milestone. So it was nice. I think that was about it. We're currently at 100,000 staker addresses, meaning we're talking about Hex, meaning probably 50,000 stakers. If 10,000 people participate in team and each onboard 10 new Hex skins via the stake pools, we could take Hex up that next 1,000x. Team is a major incentive to grow the Hex staker base. This is a really big deal. So I'm pretty bullish on that. Hey, just saying that Hex has just reached 6 cents, almost 6.1 there. So that's cool. Let's get out of here. We can see that on the hourly there. There's a little pump there. There's a Hex token channel pump. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Hex token channel pump. That's how we roll. Nice. All right. So cool. Then we had a little comment here. The only DAO that was done correctly is Maxi. All others are fake governance, whale buy coin, sway voters type of BS. Well, there's one exception, right? PulseX. And of course, we've got PulseX here. PulseX is going to have their voting too. So that's pretty cool. People like to make those things. It's pretty good though. I must say it's pretty good there. All right, cool. So what else we got there? I think that was kind of the highlights. Yeah, sorry. 8 hours ago, Dipcatcher did a video. And this is one of his showing the flow here. So it's well worth watching Dipcatcher's videos. Here we discuss this feedback loop where pool growth causes team growth, which enables further pool growth, and the cycle continues. And 127 there says Dipcatcher. So nice. And then Hexiger says team is going to be legendary. I have never seen something as financial brilliant as team. I finally found the team that will collectively change the world. This is the crypto innovation we've all been waiting for. My work starts now. Thank you. So some nice comments there. Team just makes sense, says Dipcatcher. And it does. And then finally, 3 hours ago, mint 1 team per Maxi pledged to contract. And of course, stake team to earn yield from Maximus perpetual pool base trio, Lucky and Dicky. Bigger the pools, bigger the staker payout. Build Hex stake portfolio across perpetuals to optimize risk and yield. So some good comments there. So that was pretty much an update from Dipcatcher. I think they're pretty cool. And of course, looking good there. We're actually up here. We're actually up to here now. So we're up to these two here. So public test phase this week, and security audits as the contracts have been finished and gone to security audits. So really after that, we're up to launch phase, which could potentially mean the end of the August or beginning of the first half of September. So stay tuned for that. Progress to launch update. So nice. So we're certainly moving forward with that. So very nice. All right. So cool. Now I've done a video called Maximus. I think it's Maximus in a nutshell. Yeah, Maximus in a nutshell. Watch that. That's a great overview of how this all works. And I'll be doing an update video too on that soon. So stay tuned for that. All right, that is pretty much update on Maximus. Very bullish for Hex. And let's pull all that together. So we've got Maximus and we've got Maximus and we've got Icosa at the moment, both building on top of the Hex ecosystem, expanding the Hex ecosystem. We're also going to have later on, we're going to have Power City Flex, and that's also going to be obviously building on the Hex ecosystem as well, using the Hex contract underlying, and that's going to eat up the circulating supply, and that's what we want. Over time, eating up circulating supply eats up inflation. It also gets Hex off the market. It reduces the velocity of circulation or of crypto in terms of Hex, and it helps support higher prices over time. Now that reduced circulating supply in the public flows, it tends to flow into the liquidity pool, which is another dimension of market buying and selling. So it gives you a higher propensity there. There's less active liquid Hex that's going to end up being sold, typically speaking. And of course, during that time, you're going to be growing all the time too. So as long as they say, as long as you're growing faster than your inflation rate. So I think our inflation rate's somewhere around about 1.6%. I think that's Wales only charts got a similar number there. Then that's kind of what you need to be growing at. And at the moment, of course, we've been growing like a boss. So we're pretty crazy here. All right, so if we look at the waterfall chart, we've got the circulating supply in the public. So this excludes the Origin account, which we kind of see never sells, and kind of like the operation manager for the Hex contract. And over time, we've had the Pulsechain sacrifice, the Pulsechain sacrifice, other things happening with normal behavior. Then we've had the Hex investment trust. We don't know exactly how much that is that's gone in there, but they've been doing better. And I suggest that they're probably not too far. I think Kinetic said they're not too far away from there in terms of getting their goal. And I think it's $10 million US. Obviously, the price of Hex came down, so the value comes down. But I think they've been doing pretty well, and they've been pretty inundated from their investment side of things. So what I'm talking about, the Hex Investment Trust, is the bridge to the fiat world. It's basically going to onboard the fiat world onto Hex, and that's through the Hex Investment Trust and the their. Just one moment. It's just populating here. Have a little slow day here on the internet. But pretty much this is onboarding people. And of course, people can put their IRAs in here as well. I know there's a couple of people on this channel that we're about to put their IRAs into the Hex Investment Trust as well. And of course, this is a private trust. So a lot of stuff won't be public until it goes public. So it has to reach like $10 million in value. I think it's 55 investors or something like that. And of course, you have to be an accredited investor, which typically means like $1 million or more. And net assets, I think, is kind of the terminology there. So cool. Yeah, what is investment trust, etc. So it's got all the details down the bottom there. Can you roll over 401ks or IRAs? There's various forms of IRAs. I have done a video on that ages ago, Maybe I should do that again, but that's pretty cool. Now, potentially, once this goes public, this will go onto NASDAQ or something like that. And of course, man, what product offers you, 38%, 48% APY? Because remember, all the stuff in here they receive, it gets staked for 5,555, and so it basically never gets sold, right? So it's going to be pretty cool. Once it goes on a public NASDAQ, it's going to be tradable for a unit of 10 hex per unit. So looking forward to that. All right, so very nice. So that's the waterfall chart there. So that's what we've got here. That's private. So I've got PV for private there. We've got the Hex HSI's Hedron here, 350 million before we had Icosa launch, approximately. And then we had the Maximus at 294.3 million. So that's kind of eaten up circulating supply. At the moment, of course, we've got the Icosa launch on. How much we're going to have so far? Like I counted already, at least 22 million has gone off the market, and I think it's higher than that. I need to go to the source contract, so I'm going to try and work on that tonight. Let's see what we get over the next couple of weeks in terms of HSI buybacks and things like that. So looking forward to that. And of course, the Maximus there is coming up. So that's what we just talked about. The Maximus, 150 million on the base, the trio, the lucky, and the dicky. Could we get 150 million each? Could that be 600? Could we really get there? I don't know. We blew away the first one with a 15.2 year stake. We did 100% better. But could we reach 150? And could we even do better than that? Could we get 50% bonus, another 300 million? That's a lot of circulating supply coming off the market. So some big players would have to participate in getting that higher yield. And so we'll watch out for that. So maybe the big players will come on. So that's cute. That could be a massive amount, possibly up to $1 billion at the low side, maybe half of that. Let's say 500 million. Or maybe the low side is really, 300 million or something like that. I don't know. We're going to find out. But looking good so far. And how much will that go? Buy pressure, 10% on buy pressure on the market. So still bullish for the window there. Moving forward, of course, we've got Power City Flex coming up. Now they're looking to go on a Pulsechain, but they may very well launch on Ethereum. So we've got all that coming up there. We may get other projects coming in as well. Heart Wallet coming in. The Hex Investment Trust going public could be huge. The Virality of Stakes, high of stakes at the end of the year could be huge. Pulsechain, of course. And then, of course, the EB Exchange. Lots of things. Liquid loan, fiat, lending, leverage. Slowly eating up the Hex supply there on both chains, because both holders own the Hex on both chains, right? So cool. That's kind of a teaser of things that are coming and very important part of the future. So cool. That is pretty much that on there. Let's jump over to Hex. Hex at the moment, just under 6.1 cents. We got Hedron at 2047. We got Maxi at 89% premium over Hex at the moment. And Icosa there at $1.81 at the moment, $1.81. Very exciting. And we got Pulse Dogecoin at $6.32. That's pretty much it. So cool, very nice. Let me just switch back to Ethereum on this chain and get into some of the comments. I'm probably miles behind, but you know how we roll. Let me look at. Wardog says, so there are no downsides to Hex HSI encapsulates. No, it will behave like normal Hex. Yes. If I chose to keep it, yes. If I am going to borrow against it, yes. Should I just use native staking? Well, I would probably just use native staking, unless if you're not going to be borrowing or wanting to transfer it, then you could just use native staking. Just note that you won't have the flexibility that you will have with HSI, so it's up to you what you want to do there. But yeah, you can just do native staking if you're not going to do anything else with it. A Crypto Class in the house, nice one, says Crypto Class. Hi all, catching up from the start, says Sam. Hey, good to see you in the house, Sam. And what else we got there? Hexbiker in the house, bit late to the party. Good morning all. Hey, good to see you, Hexbiker. And I always say when Hexbiker jumps in, I always go, welcome to everybody from Scotland, Ireland, UK, and Wales. UK, did I say UK? England and Wales. How about that? That's hilarious. I make myself laugh at myself. D-Hex in the house says, hey, yo. What's up, Hexkins, Pulsekins, and Hex Drone Hexikins, says DX. Nice one. Hex Token Channel Pump. Yeah, we're getting Hex Token Channel Pump on house. Let's say Hex Token Channel Pump right there. We aim to deliver. And, of course, there we are. Brownie's in house there as well. Good to see Brownie. Just got in, rewind, play, and smash the likes. I like that, Brownie. Good to see you in the house. I hope the hammock is holding up there, Brownie. Hope the hammock is holding up. DB says, I want Pulse to launch, and I want it to launch now in 3, 2, 1. Damn it, says TV. Bullish on Conrad. That old wise man may have a winner, says Pot of Gold. Hey, you're welcome. And, yeah, we're not really talking about Conrad's one on here. Now, I do like Conrad a lot, but, Richard said certain things. People say certain things. The contract does have some issues on V3 there. But, yeah, we're just going to leave it there. It's really not Conrad's got his own YouTube channel, so he can talk about his own products, right? So cool. The Hex hodl's in the house there. That inflation since TBD, not since the launch, as there's been tons of inflation during the AA and TBD. Yeah, we're talking about since that point. Yeah, since that point. Yeah. Hex hodl says there's also Rocket Dollar Hex IRA that doesn't require one to be an accredited investor. Says Hex hodl. Nice one. And Mark G in house there. Good morning. I was just in Coin Paprika and as the liquidity said 8.9K. Any idea of that? No idea of that, Mark G. Put that in the Discord. We can look at that in the Discord there, Mark G, if you want. All right, cool. Hex Token channel pump is on 6.1 cents. Let's see where we go from here. And on the daily here, you can see where we are at the moment. We bounced off the EMA 13. That's pretty much where we are at the stage. How we're doing for time? 1 hour and 1 minute, looking good. And we're going to jump out of PulseX. We're going to try and pull up the Icosa contracts again for the second time. I'm not sure why they got stuck in translation there. Let's do it one by one. Hey, that's come up there. Yeah, so 757,000 Icosa and circulating supply from the looks of it, 760 holders. We're going to go to the contract here. I've got to make sure I get the right one this time. So what we're doing, working on Icosa staking. Icosa stake supply. Must be this one. Yeah, there. I think that's 5.8 million. Hex hodl, just to confirm that that's correct, or Brazil somebody. That looks like the case there. 5.8, I think, is the amount of staked Icosa there. Pretty sure not 58 million, but could be wrong. What else there? We have a look at the Wattses. We got 5,900 Wattses. Woohoo! Was that 2,325 holders at the moment? That's looking really nice. And this is the highlight. This is the headline number. Now I haven't looked at the contracts and to see how much money's gone in to the into the Watsa coffers there. The Watsa coffers for the source account. What is that money used for? Who knows? But it is interesting, don't you think? It is interesting. There's that 2,000 maxi that got lost in the We All SA contract. Look at that. Ouch. Someone trying to buy a Watsa NFT and they put 2,000 maxi in there. That's very sad. It's only a couple $100, but still, it is sad to see. That was not the one I'm after here, actually. Let me just scroll back out of there. I know it got picked up by. Is this the one? Is it the one I'm after? Oh, it's not the one I'm after either. I'm not after that one. Sorry, I'll get there in the end. More patience required, just like Pulsechain. Wait for Pulsechain. All right, so here we are. So Hedron at the moment, we've got 90,637 billion, and we've got 10,153 billion now staked in the Icosa contract of Hedron. Hedron staked, and of course that is $20,285,000 at the moment. 10,800 ETH, and that is 11.2% is now staked. So 11.2% of Hedron. What will we get up to? I don't know. In the next 14 days, say, or 13 days, maybe will we get to 30%? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see that. Mark G says, cheers, mate. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. All right, that's kind of where we're up to there. I think that's kind of the headline numbers there. We're going to close out of all those. Actually, I'm not sure what else we got in here that's interesting. Hedron stakes. I don't know if that's, that requires a particular address. Allowance, their decimals. Pool Icosa collected. Hedron stakes. Hedron points. Stakes supply. Yeah, that's not that one. That's your stakes for your wallets. Launch day. Launch day was day 170. Pool Icosa collected. That's the pool Icosa collected. NFT points. No, that's also by wallets. NFT stakes. No, that's not one either. Total supply. That's the same as that's the circulating supply at the moment. And Watsa is the Watsa contract, which we've already looked at. So cool. All right, very nice. I do want to delve deeper. I'm going to delve deeper into that. I just haven't had time to do it. So I'll get there in the end. All right, let's go back to the charts. And no more comments in the chat there. So we're kind of wrapping that up. Richard Hart had his cool, funky play in the disco clubs. That was fun to play earlier today. You can check that out on this channel. Hex is currently moving up to 6.1. We are getting Hex token channel pump. We try to please with that. We try to please and not tease. That's pretty much it. All right. People have been pretty happy with it. I was going to post some of the returns that people were getting with their Icosa, but I see some pretty nice ones there. I've seen people get what they're staking like a 1,000 Icosa, getting like what, $50 in Hedron in the first day, and maybe like $12 in Icosa in the first day, something like that. I've seen pretty interesting returns there for the Icosa contract. For sure. What else we got there? We're going to have a little look at the thing. We've got this coming up at the moment for the golf, so we're going to play that later. The golf tournament coming up for PulseCon. Yeah, I think that's all we're going to play, so we're going to jump away from that. Cheers for the stream, says May. Hey, you're welcome. Let's jump over to, I wanted to actually play, I wanted to actually get up to Vitalik's comments. So we're going to pull up Vitalik. I'm pretty sure I had Vitalik ETH there. We're going to have a quick look. Hopefully he hasn't done too many comments so that I can actually get to it quick enough. Yeah, not sure how much he's been commenting on this. This was on the 13th. It said the terminal difficulty has been set to this big number. This means that the Ethereum proof of work network now has a roughly fixed number of hashes left to mine. And Boardle WTF predicts the merge will happen around the 15th of September, which is 4 days earlier than what was initially indicated by the ETH team there from the ETH meeting. So this could actually happen possibly 4 days earlier than 19th September. So that's pretty interesting. Remember, the Fed Reserve interest rates review is going to come out the 21st. So this is even earlier. So instead of 2 days, it could be 6 days earlier, which might be nice actually. Though the exact date depends on the hash rate. So that was the one I wanted to bring up there. And we got the TT prediction for the merge. Yeah, it's kind of sitting on those dates there, the 15th. So we'll see how we get on. It could be earlier than the 19th. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was kind of important there. So cool. Very nice. We tried to enter, please. All right. Now, there's nothing on Bitcoin, Pulse Bitcoin yet on the staking and the deflation, nothing on that yet. I don't think there's anything from the highest of stakes at the moment. There's a new video roll out at the moment that's got a little updates. I actually don't like it. I prefer the original video. The original video is very, very cool. So we might play the original one because I actually think the original one's actually really, really good. Yeah, the new one I actually don't like. Let me know in the chat if you actually like the new one. I don't actually like it. With some of the updates there. Was it DHEX says, yes, my prediction was spot on. You're talking about the ETH merge there on the 15th. So we're talking about DHEX, let me know. Yeah, the new teaser roll for the highest of stakes, I didn't like it. I don't know where it's from either. It's not on the official highest of stakes site, so I'm not sure where that's actually come from. But this is the original one, which I do like. I think this was done really well.
Hey, Kinetics, are we allowed to say?
Oh, sorry. This was the announcement. We'll play this
today.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm tired of being the guy that can't talk about it. Let's do it.
What's going on with the movie? So the movie was shot, filmed, and a rough edit was made. They took it out to Richard to have him view it and get his sign off on it. And so after they got done visiting with Richard, everybody got together. Of course, there's lawyers and everything else involved. And today the movie was completed, signed off, and we're in what's called edit lock or movie lock. Lock. It's locked. So that means that there is no more changes to the movie at this point. And
it is in the format it will be to the end. Yes.
It's in the format that's going to be to the end. What's that?
Is Netflix going to buy it? I really hope they do.
We
won't talk about.
That we won't talk about because we don't want to muddy the waters or poison the waters for any other company that might be vying for it. So it's, Netflix isn't the only game in town. They're a great game in town, but they're not the only. And there's a lot of others. And, it's all about getting it to the most people that we can get it to possible. That's what Muse storytelling.
There's two things we could have done. We could have either gone to maximize profits or go to maximize eyes. And since the very beginning, RG and I have discussed, we want it to be in front of more eyes.
It's got to be
That's
eyes.
where the most good can be done for hexagons.
Is the most impact, right?
Absolutely. 100%.
Kinetics, you're in that scene, right? Film and all that, right?
He's got a bigger part than I do. I just show up as a cameo. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm not a significant player at all in the film, which I didn't want to be. And my story's just not as impactful and is not as big a personality as Mr. Captain RG3 here. So it just made sense. So, and my wife wouldn't sign off on it even if I wanted to. So
I'm a bigger clown is what it was. And they're like, this guy, we got to put this guy in it, man. And know what the hell he's talking about. He's always shooting off at the lips. Let's get him on.
All right. So that was pretty much what's going on there with the film. And that's, boding pretty well, actually, for the Pulsechain launch, which we were going to talk about as well. But we've got a couple of comments before you get into Pulsechain talking about that. We've got a couple of comments here. Hexodl says ETH merge, sell the news. Yeah, probably very much so, I would say, Hexodl. Does adjust staking Hedron gain you rewards? Yeah, you're going to get Icosa for staking Hedron, Dave Down Under, which is currently worth, was it $1.79 at the moment? Yeah, so where was up to? I think I was up to that. Was it jumping over there? So that's probably where I'll leave it if it's a moment. When some transactions were being sent to the old nodes or single miners, pools were an update. Yeah, we did. I don't know if I commented as detailed as what you're saying, Hexodl, but we did read that out in the update the other day on the channel. Excuse me, on the Hedron. Sorry, on the ETH, Golia, and the other test networks had some similar issues. Yeah, so you're right. That ETH got burned and some given to those fork miners. Yep. Marshall says, if I want to stake $100 of Hex and $100 of Hedron on Icosa, do I need certain pool or just go to Hedron, stake my Hedron, liquid Hedron and Hex? Yeah, you would stake your on using the DApp, and I think Hexodl's answered that too. It's just you and the contract. Yep. Connects can't talk about it. Lost. Hexodl, that is true. He can't, but he had to. He's sick of not talking about stuff, especially around the Hex Investment Trust and other things that he's been working on. So cool. All right, so nice. Let's get on to some of the things. So Pulsechain, obviously with the highest stakes finished, that's bullish. Now they're moving to the commercial phase with distribution phase. I've probably already had some meetings around this already. Racker Michelle's is the producer. So you can see Racker Michelle's a producer for the show. And he's been getting dressed up. So he's been getting some suits. Thank you to Patrick at the Highest Stake documentary for the photo of my Tom Ford suit fitting experience. Had a wonderful time selecting a suit for the red carpet movie premiere. Obviously, when they launch, it's going to have movie premiere and lots of stuff and release. Wait until you see Patrick's suits. So some nice imagery there. I like the black and white, actually. Kind of cool. I like that sort of style. But they've got a couple of color ones as well. Racker Michelle, partner Hawkins, and Patrick of the Highest Stakes at a private suit fitting session at Tom Ford. So got a couple of nice images here, picking up some stylish suits, looking good. And yeah, there we are. So cool. Some nice stuff there. And of course, this is kind of, we've got Highest Stakes coming in. They're getting their suits for it, stuff like that. They're moving to distribution commerciality. We're expecting it by the end of the year. And that kind of is that second scenario of Pulsechain launching. But the Hex birthday is December as well. But obviously from Richard's update, we've got even more bullish stuff there around the recent update. Let me just pull that up here for a second. So we've got some bullish signs there from Rack and Michelle in the Highest Stakes. We also had that new teaser out, which I prefer the traditional teaser, but that's coming out too. And we had an update from Richard around Pulsechain, which gave us some interesting insights there. We've covered this a couple of times on this channel, but it was a good update. We've got a bit of a red team versus blue team security audit going, basically kind of indicating the code is finished. And of course, the last update we had was like June the 12th or something like that. So this is a pretty decent update. We've written a denial of service bot to attack the private testnet, work in different ways to break it. So that's really positive. We've also changed the validator count to increase entropy and rotation. So that's pretty cool. So I guess we're going to have, I know, I'm guessing that there's more validators than 33. We'll see how that plays out, but cool. And working hard. So that was a pretty good update. So pretty bullish. Richard's in the United States at the moment, doing lots of great stuff in Miami and places. So obviously saw lots of videos coming out today with big streamers. Has been doing lots of big marketing last couple of months. So been busy working hard, obviously looking after his mum as well. So cool. So very bullish. Maybe September, October. It's teasing for September, October. But this year is definitely looking more positive, right, for a launch this year. So September, October, and then of course the other one is December, January. So yeah, who knows? Will he PulseCon as well physically? I mean, looks like he's probably going to stay there. This makes sense, but we'll find out. And of course, PulseCon is coming up, so looking good for Pulsechain launch sooner than later is what I'm saying, and that's good. So we do have our contest going for sweepstakes. We might put that on tomorrow and see what people think about a lot of those sort of evolving pieces of evidence, as it were, towards a sooner than later Pulsechain launch as well. Now, obviously, some people are looking at maybe a BTC bottoming, and maybe in October, maybe in that sort of period. So we might get a steep correction, possibly after the next Fed interest rate rise, something like that. After the ETH 2.0 or the merge phase, at least I should be more specific, comes out, as Hex Hodl's indicating, sell the news. Buy the room, sell the news. So yeah, but at that point of time, we've got a nice window of opportunity. That's why I did that video, because I think it's pretty strong now. We still have August inflation, August employment data coming out, two key components into the rate rises. Also this week, I think we've got the one of the Fed states coming out with those Fed meetings coming out with maybe an indication of where they're going to be. So we'll probably cover that in the next couple of days too. Lots of stuff to think about, but we're going to be covering them as best as we can and try to organize those events coming up. What was I going to look at? I can't remember now. I think there was, can't remember. Oh yeah, PulseCon. That's where we're going to, PulseCon. How we're doing for time? An hour and 17 minutes. We're doing pretty nicely. So welcome everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smash the like buttons as well. If you're new to the channel, so definitely subscribe. We're only, can you believe it? We're 65 away from 555 subs. That is crazy. And we're almost going to be the next one off the list there. We're going to be out of the list of the 555 clubs once we're below that. So over that, we're going to be out of that list in no man's land. So that's cool. Yeah, so this is coming up here. PulseCon, it's not too far away. I'm just coming down to the counter there. 21 days and 9 hours to go, 3 weeks. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's exciting, man. That's exciting. And hey, look, Richard's in Miami. I don't see why he wouldn't stay on a few extra weeks. I don't know how long he's going to be staying. We're looking after his mother. He'll probably be there for a little while. He did say in this video today that he far prefers Europe, even though he's having a good time in Miami. He's, he almost got arrested and stuff like that. And, he's seen a few things a few incidences there as well. It's a fun city, but there are, a lot of elements there as well. So obviously it's famous for in the movies. What happened to the old Miami Vice? Was that dating myself? I thought Miami Vice was going to clean up any issues there. Has got a very good governor. At least I can say that much. So I guess they're working on those issues. Anyway, 3 weeks to go until PulseCon is on. So very, very nice. Very nice. Get excited about that. And of course, we're going to play a little video around that, which is the golf tournament. Let's play that now. Let's get into that. Here's the video. Yep, boom. There we go.
2, 1, swing. That's looking good. Oh, yeah. That's in the hole. Whoa. That's in. That's it.
All right, so PulseCon, 3 weeks away. It's counting down. That's going to be epic. Up to 3,000 people potentially going to be there. Now, if people find out that Richard's physically going to be there, if there are any tickets left, they're definitely going to be gone, Burger, because everyone's going to want to be there for that. Up to 3,000 people, conference and an exhibition. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There are the ticket prices. There's a 15% discount on these on the site. You just have to go further down, which is cool. And lots of speakers there as well. Check out the website. But there is affiliates here. Any of these affiliates will do it. 15% off as well on there. I'm going to post that in the chat there as well. So check that out. Now we've got a few more comments in here, so we're going to go back to that. Let's go back to the chart. Hex has got a Hex token channel pump on at the moment. We're holding up that for the time being, so that's cool. His hair looks like Einstein. Yeah. Talking about kinetics there. Micah says, I did a What's It NFT. I was just wondering, do I transfer my What's It NFT or leave it alone? I would just leave it alone. Do not transfer it anywhere. You can transfer it to another wallet of yours if you want. I guess you can do that, but yeah, otherwise just keep it in your wallet. It's just going to accumulate yield. So it will just accumulate your yield, Icosa yield. So you don't have to do anything. I guess you can claim that yield if you claim your yield on your What's It NFT, you'll be out of the pool. So be careful about doing that. If you're out of the pool if you claim your yield, you're out of the pool. You aren't in Icosa anymore. So don't do anything. Don't claim it unless you're intentionally wanting to. Be very careful of that. You earn Icosa every single day forever if you don't claim it. It's the last man standing. Whoever's the last person in the pool that doesn't claim their yield is going to keep earning more and more and more. Proportionally, you're going to earn more. So be careful with that. There's a 14-day mint phase. So once that's finished, there's going to be no more What's It NFTs. Yeah, just be careful there. Micah, ZZ is sponsoring the anti-Hex bot, says Hex Huddle. Probably. You transfer it through the Icosa DApp. Yeah, use the Icosa DApp and get your Icosa NFT. You can import it, of course. You can see it in your wallet if you want. And we showed that the other day. You just need the contract. You can add it to your wallet. You just need to see I've got the What's It NFT here. And of course, to do that, you just have to import the What's It contract. Let me pull that up just to show you briefly. We always say. So this is the contract address. You just have to copy this OX25 EF48. You'd have to just go custom token. So go down the bottom of your wallet and import tokens. Click custom token, paste that in. That's going to show What's It here. I've already added it, so it already shows it. And then just put decimals, leave the decimals at 0, and then you can import that, and you'll be able to see your What's It NFT in your wallet there too. You can also see it on the blockchain. Just click view account on Etherscan, and you'll be able to see it there too as a 721 contract. So cool. 45 cents Hex by September 28th. End of Smitter, says D Hex. I like that. It's called real yield when the yield is in another token than the one staked. Nice one there, Hex Huddle. Appreciate that. Mike is in house, Brazoli, so I won't lose anything if I transfer it to my minimum ask address. Correct. You are right. Wardog says, so now my plan is to, let's go back to the charts there. It's a bit more exciting. There we are. We've got Hex token pump on. Let's hopefully that continues. So now my plan is to wait for my stake to end and then put some of it back, buy back Icosa and stake it. The stake my Hex left over, says the Wardog. Okay, cool. When the Pulse comes out, will all the tokens be in the Pulse network that are staked on the Hedron website? That are staked. Everything gets copied over the Pulsechain, Wardog, so Hedron will get copied over too. It'll be interactive, be able to interact with that. Wookie has it in October, says Wookie's. Nice one. Yeah, don't redeem your What's It NFT unless you want to get it out. You'll be out of the pool forever. You won't be earning any more Icosa yield. So as soon as you claim your yield, you're out of the What's It NFT pool. So be careful with that. Hexola says, almost got arrested the same day for being parked in the shade on a primary school's parking, but off a lawn under a tree and smoking a joint. Cop pulled up and harassed me, says Hexola. Yeah, it's a shame. It's much tougher there. Now we don't have a lot of guns here now. I think the police probably have guns in their boots, some of them, but we don't have them pulling guns left, right. They don't carry guns here. So at least not this stage. Hopefully they never will. Hexola's in house. Let me pull that up back again. And if it was 100 Fahrenheit today and bummer it gets hot and it ain't black, it's silver. Ouch. Not kinetics, but Rackham is wilder than needed here. 66. Oh yeah, that's definitely wild. What the hell there? Do nothing, leave it in the minima, says Wookie. Yeah, don't claim your What's It NFT unless you want to get out of the pool. That would be a bad thing to do. I wouldn't be doing that. especially when you sold, you put money in there to get your investment back. So that'd be a terrible thing to do. You want to get your investment back, right? So if you put in 500 USDC, you want to try and get your investment back and a profit, right? Otherwise, it's you're just burning all your money. So be careful there. My chickens were $1.01 on sale at McDonald's app today. It was gross, not worth the full price. So that's funny. All right, cool. We got some cool stuff there. What else should we talk about? Says Hexadol. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. We're coming up to an hour and a half. So cool. 6.14 cents on Hex. We've got. Let's go through the market wrap ups. We've got BTC at 24,000, ETH at 1884. We've got Hex at 6.14 on a Hex token pump on the hourly, at least. We've got Hedron at 2081. We've got a 88% premium on Maxi, and Icosa is currently $1.82. $1.82 there, and looking good. So BNB's looking pretty much the same as they were before. The airdrop Pulse Dodge there up at $6.27. Nice little bounce off there. Looking good. Still kind of a still in its uptrend. It's kind of a little bit breached that, but still holding up there at this stage. So we'll say that it's still holding that bottom line. It already broke through three support lines, and that's just the way it goes. All right, very nice. I think we're going to wrap it up. An hour 26. What do you guys reckon? I reckon it's a good place. Richard's been like a boss today, partying, tweeting, partying on. I've been enjoying it. Hope you guys have. He has been very entertaining if you haven't seen those streams recently. All right, let's play this out. We're going to funk out. Hope you guys enjoy it. Play a couple of videos on the way out. Don't forget, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. And hey, we only need 65. We only need 64 more subs to get to 555. That magical thing. What happens when you get to 555? Does something magical happen? I don't know. Maybe it does. Hex Holder says, told my buddy to set limit order matcher Maxi Hex for a 1:0.72 ratio. You got filled. Now more Hex needed for the same Maxi amount. Nice one, Hex Holder. Just posted a video in Discord if you want to play it. Okay. It's only a few seconds. Let's see what that is. I've got my Discord up. Let's pump into there. Which one is that one, Briz? Let me pull that up. That's 44. Let me pull that up here. Hopefully it's family stuff there, Briz, because that was some pretty hardcore stuff going on in there. Let's pull in here. Sharing is caring. Hey, look, I'm really big here on the screen. I'm really big. I'm not used to being so big. So go on here, Chrome. Push that.
Cool. Then we got a special guest in the house.
Heart in the house, man.
Hey y'all, I'm Richard Hart. I'm the world's biggest diamond. I got $10 million of wristwatches. I got $3 million of cars. I made a cryptocurrency went up in price 1,000,000% in 2 years. 1,000 days of perfect, flawless operation where everything's feeling. I raised $27 million for charity. I also have free self-help books, t.me/SciVive. You can just go on YouTube, audiobook, search SCIVIVE SciVive, and make people rich, pretty much. Either you getting rich from my currency or I'm buying stuff from you. So either way, you make money. And I went to high school, so there you go.
We did a final short earlier, guys.
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so that was a good video, Chris. Well done to you, man. That was really good. Really, really good. So hats off to you for that. I hope you post that link in the chat there, Briz, so people can see it. That'd be cool.
I'll be your host today.
All right, so a bit early for that. Let's post it out.
Yeah,
Just,
this event's been on, it's been off,
cool.
it's been back on, it's been off.
Very nice. All right, so I think we're getting there. Thanks very much for Briz for that. That is the link to that video. That is really, really good. Great effort there, man. And Hex is the GOAT, says DB. Good place to finish. I think we're going to wrap it up there for sure. What else? Let's play out some videos here. We're going to play out the pump jam from Richard. Hope you guys enjoy yourself. I'll be back tomorrow. 2 live streams, of course, Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex twice a day. And Icosa and Maximus are looking like a boss here. And Pulsechain does look like it's closer. Does look like it's actually getting closer. And that last update from Richard and the highest of stakes and everything else coming together quite nicely. I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Don't forget to set the limit orders, as Hex Holder would say. Set your limit orders. Hex Holder says, see ya. Thanks very much, Hex Holder. Appreciate all your input. And Brazology, everybody else in the chat, really, really cool. Big shout out, Brian, of course. And we'll catch you tomorrow. An hour and a half. I think we're up to it. Let's do it. Now, where is it up to here? Got to find this one. There we go. Bam. Right, now.
Live in studio, baby.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar, but in this case, you are actually going to have regret.
I mean, you're scamming everyone. Richard Hart, he's got a history of being called the spam master.
There's some weird things going on with his coins.
Making one of the biggest Ponzi schemes that we have ever seen.
Hex coin is 1000% a scam coin.
People are going to lose money because of you.
Remember all the haters? All the haters that told you that I was a scammer and Hex was a scam? I got bad news for the haters. We're making new all-time highs where everything else is getting wrecked.
Price is up 4,000 or 5,000 fold in 600 days.
I've made enough money in the last week that I could buy a house in cash.
I would never have to work another day in my life.
I'm here to shill. I want to change the world, and I can only do that if people participate.
The only thing that matters in this world is goods and services. Everything else is accounting. And our made-up imaginary internet money is better than the government's made-up imaginary internet money. Both of them are only backed by the shared fiction of the humans believing that they have value.
If Hex is a religion, then Richard is God.
I'm in crypto for glory. I want to have the best cryptocurrency that's ever existed. I want to have the best performing asset that's ever existed.
And so I think of blockchain as like the internet. In the 90s, everyone thought the internet was just for email.
I bought some this morning.
They're imaginary quarters. Like, it's like playing Monopoly.
I put it all in. I went
Like, all what?
all over house money.
This is a force that is not going to go away. The cryptocurrency is not going away. And at some point, the people that you met that you thought were crazy loon birds, they're going to be in the 1%, and they're going to be the people that own half everything.
Some pickups here, got some amazing robot action. Check out the move Tristan has planned. So we're here on the magic wall of Richard Hart. Tristan, go ahead and show them the move. It's this like smash, right? So it like moves really quick, which for like a camera, it's very fast. We're gonna do playback here so you can see it on the screen. What we're doing is showing you the Hex.com website, but then the camera just flies in right on that 38% yield. Wow! Look at that. That is movie magic, my friends! Pretty epic. It's a little awkward on camera. It's his first time on social media. Isn't it cute? Okay. It's cute. This looks a little bit weird. You've got Evan here holding a shear, but this is a masterclass in how you bring photos to life. Because here, this is Mr. Richard working in air conditioning. And so what we're gonna do, we've got the sunlight coming in. We're using the shear here just to soften it. And now give us the Florida summer breeze, please. Look at that Florida summer breeze. And then we just have the camera move just like that. Tell me that is not so much more cinematic than just seeing a darn photo on the screen. That's right, my friends. Some more movie magic, right, Evan? Movie magic.
Movie magic.
Doesn't feel like it, but it is.
Oh, I see. Oh, no.
Okay, so October 2021, I packed my life up and moved to America. 6 months later, I'm on set working with a $150,000 robot. I'd never operated one before, nor even been in the presence of one, and as a filmmaker by heart, this was super exciting. Now, did I think I'd just pack my bags in Australia and waltz onto this set so quickly? Absolutely not. All of this happened so quickly. I usually stop and think, how? How did I go from living a simple life by the beach to working on a younger self's dream set? One thing the robot taught me is we are only limited to what we think we can do.
In the reflections on it to make it so we just do it this way.
I'll tell you this, over the 2 weeks working on set, it was thrilling, sometimes even scary. This piece of machinery moves quick. Overall, it was incredible to see the shots that came from using the robot. It's a massive step in elevating the production, but also made it fun and exciting to see everyone's reaction when the DP shouts, "Robot moves." If only I could tell my younger self that I'd be here today. I wonder what he would have to say.
Craziest part of the helicopter is when he does his turns and you're like hard to the right, hard to the left. This, you know, I don't know, maybe he thinks it's more fun than just kind of like going like that. You can tell how far up we are because the trucks that move all of the land and the earth around doing mining and stuff, they look like little Tonka toys. They're like little yellow dots. When the engine stops, you die straight.
Pilot has a heart attack. Who's jumping in the seat, me or you?
You, because you're closer. And you've flown on an airplane before, so it's you. True. I'll complain though, from my side. From my side, I'll be complaining.
Watch that mountain.
That's the biggest truck I've ever seen. What the fuck? Wow.
We're driving the baddest monster truck you've ever seen in your life. Most monster trucks, they got 2 wheels in the front that turn. This one's got 4. 4 54-inch wheels turning in the front, another 4 in the back. This is an 8-wheel monster truck. Took 5 years to build. It's got a 6.6 liter single turbo diesel engine running 25 pounds of boost with a Allison 1000 gearbox, 6-speed. This is a bad bitch. If the global zombie apocalypse or pandemic is coming to rain on your parade, this here will get you out of trouble. But it's not so good for getting McDonald's. It's really hard to get around now. It's good for bumping your head like this.
How are you? Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you as well. How's it going? Look at the bling. Flexing, hard flexing.
You know he did the watch for me.
So what's in here? What's this?
Show us.
Maybe we should find out who you are first. Tell me about you, man.
I'm Art Oracle. I really enjoy everything you've ever done here to get us going. Oh, Hexagon big time.
Nice, man.
Oh, yeah.
Why'd you get in? Why'd you get in?
Why did I get in? Because you had the best. You absolutely had the best. I did my research, man.
Nice, man.
I was a Bell Labs researcher for 30 years.
That's
I
amazing.
knew exactly what I wanted.
Oh, the frame, my God. That's beautiful. That's really great. That is exactly the style that I love, man. Sparkly, wealthy, rich, high contrast.
Diamond
You
studded.
hit it, man.
Diamond
Totally hit it.
studded gold.
Mountains of gold everywhere there.
I gotta say, it's pretty cool that someone would get in a private jet, have an amazing piece of art commissioned by apparently an extremely famous artist. You know, I hear that he knows 6 presidents and he's on the board of directors of some fancy stuff. Tell me the idea. Tell me the idea. How'd you get the idea?
But the ones that is really like dedicated, have discipline and passion for what they do, they become very successful like you. So this is really, you know, symbolize and epitomize, you know, success in such a big way.
I love it, dude.
It's you.
Thank you, man.
My
Thank you so
pleasure,
much.
man.
It's sick.
Great. I'm
It's
so
really
happy
sick.
that Arthur commissioned me to do that.
Nice. Ooh. Yeah, look at that.
For inviting us. And
Thank you,
amazing.
man.
Yeah, thank
Hey,
you so much.
anybody that wants to come on a jet and bring amazing art to me, I'm welcoming them. What a great and wonderful thing.
The hardest. A long time ago, I was homeless because inside of my chest felt like less home. When you're homeless, does that mean that you are heartless? It's pretty cold on the street. The police call it a beat. And there's this hole in my chest where that beat fell to a freeze. I just needed some warmth, just a few more degrees, just a place to crash and not burn in my sleep. So I bawled out my eyes in the rush of the heat, in the heat of the night. On the night I could see it was time to come home. The turning point was the key. When enough was enough, I found home within me. Enjoy the film.